Hey there, it's Tricia, and I wanted to go over a couple things from Monday, November 9th. And if you'd like more information on the setups, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com and get more information. And also a reminder, the webinar is filling up. We do have limited amount of seats available, spaces I should say. And if you're interested, you can get the information on the website for that as well. And that's going to be on Thursday, November 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I wanted to go over yesterday, when looking at, this is the daily chart, and when looking at that you think, oh my gosh, a huge bar, it should have been a great up day. And in looking at the longer tick chart, you think the same thing. But it was kind of a strange day. First off, I want to start out on this daily chart. This is yesterday right here, and you can see that we've got a strong area of resistance right here. So we start out, and you can see this is a strong area of resistance because it was strong here, 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 support here, support, 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 so on. So we do get through that, and you can see it here is about just before 10 o'clock. And we do get a setup occurring on the Keltner channel setup. So you get a close outside the channel here, and you could have entered there and you would have been filled on the next bar. When price was forming yesterday, this looked a little different. It looked like, for me, on my chart, that it didn't close above it, but looking after the fact, it did. So you could have entered above the high of this bar here. So you get closed outside the channel. Your yellow indicators above 20, green's above the red, so you're good to go. I actually tried to get in above the high of this bar here. Next bar didn't get filled, and then came back inside the channel, so I cancel. Close outside the channel again, put my order in, closed inside the channel, so I cancel my order. Close outside the channel here, and finally, it moved higher. So worked out fine, but we do have resistance above us, and we took this resistance area here at 1081.50. We thought 1082 was going to be an area where we would likely get a stall, and we did. Now, what I want to point out is, if you don't drill down to a smaller time frame chart, if you just look at this daily chart, you'll have no idea where those little areas might be that are going to give you a pause. So what you do is you drill down to a 60-minute chart, and basically what that does is it breaks up all these bars here into the different price action for that particular day, and that's how you'll pick out where the areas of relevance are. So had we not done that, we wouldn't have known that this would be an area where we are likely to stall. But yesterday, with the way price action went, you would get a move higher and then go sideways forever. One move higher and sideways forever. And on the move higher, and I'll show you later in the day, you would get a tick extreme. So when you have a pretty quiet day and you're going sideways, and then all of a sudden there's one tick extreme in there of plus 800, then you get this move, like a quick move higher, just to pull back or go sideways. So it makes it difficult to trade that, because you can't anticipate that extreme reading and getting an entry, because by the time you're willing to get in, it's pulling back or going sideways. So that was a little bit difficult yesterday, and I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. But I did want to point out that our next area of resistance, a strong area of resistance, is right above our head, and it's at basically 1099 and change. So that will be our next area that we'll be watching for, and you can see for obvious reasons, why that is. Resistance here, here, here. So, we need to get back through that area, and then, we'll be able to start moving higher again. And it might happen today, but, we'll just have to wait and see. So, this is what I'm talking about. So we got in here, we knew resistance was above our head. So got in, got profitable, and stopped out at break even on the final third of the contracts. But so we go sideways here at that area, and you finally break through a little after 11 o'clock. Well, not break through, but you get above this resistance area, and nothing really to do there unless you're willing to just buy the pullback here at this middle line once it closed above it. But it's not really a setup per se, because we're not in any real really strong trending market. But you do know that you've got resistance above your head. Now the issue with this move here is that we get an extreme tick reading. So you get this move here on that extreme tick reading, and then you go sideways forever again. And yes, you did get above the resistance area just to go sideways some more. So, literally, if somebody were to take a trade in this area, you sat going sideways, for about an hour. So, unless you're just doing a quick scalp and you're just looking for, small profit, then, that becomes difficult to trade because you're just back and forth, back and forth, back. And so, we are in an overall uptrend, yesterday. And so if every time you pulled back to the middle line, if you closed above it, if you wanted to buy it and sit there for quite a while, you absolutely could do that. But you can see that you would sit there for a while. There are a couple times where it worked and you would have wound up being in the trade right as you got a tick extreme, and you would have gotten a quick profit just to go sideways again, which is fine if that fits your plan. So again, this is a move higher at about 130 or thereabouts, and it was on a tick extreme. So once again, go sideways, get a tick extreme, one move, and then we go sideways. So if you have a day like that, you're in an overall uptrend. If you wanted to take something every time you pulled back to the middle line in hopes of just getting a little bit out of it, you absolutely can do that. So again, just whatever fits your plan. So we do finally get a move higher. We get closed outside the channel here. Everything's in line to take along, but we've got resistance right above our head. So we know that based on looking at our daily chart and our 60-minute chart from previous price action in the days and weeks before. So we know that that's right above our head. So if somebody were to take this, again, they would have sat in it for, a very long time before it actually started to move. So with that resistance above our head, we were willing to take something once we got through that, because we did have room up to 1093 area. And so we took a trade here, closed outside the channel, everything's in line to take it, and again, it just sat there forever without going anywhere. So flattened and canceled basically at a little worse than break even on this one. And then we did have divergence to the downside, meaning we've got price going sideways here with basically equal highs or a higher high, while our indicator has a lower high. So that would lead you to believe that we might have a pullback, and that's what happened. We did get a pullback, and I wasn't willing to wait. Flattened and canceled, so I didn't have but a quarter loss, so no big deal. But anybody holding on to that would have been stopped out just to have it then go on. Again, this is late. This is after 3:30, so hopefully everybody was out by then, unless you do trade after 3:30. This move here, outside the channel did not occur till almost 4 o'clock, so I highly doubt anybody is taking that. But, if you are and it fits your plan, then great, it worked. But it was a little bit of a difficult trading environment. And keep in mind that there is a holiday on Wednesday. It is Veterans Day. The market is open, but banks are closed. So, just exercise a little caution until Thursday. We don't have any major news announcements or anything coming out until Thursday. So anyway, I hope that helps. And if you'd like to get a little more information about the setups, go to www.easyminitrade.com.